What's up, everybody? Fearless Front here. Little update. Haven't done a video for a long time. Been very busy now that it's warmed up. But here's a video for those of you who decided to stick around and wait. There's something I've never showed you before. Is my trailer that I made that fits the Murray. Just doing a little yard work today. Started working on the Craftsman again. Not a lot has changed since my last video. Started pulling the rear end apart because I had to make room for this new size pulley. The pulley is actually the stock size from my other parts Craftsman here, and I bolted it to the old pulley, which was dished because of the lifted transmission, as you can see. So I cut that pulley in half. Actually, I basically cut the pulley, I ripped it down the center like that and mounted this pulley on top of it and bolted it down. And it actually sits pretty flat still. I'll show you if I can roll it. Now it needs a bigger belt. So with just a small amount of searching, I had this belt, an old belt from the Murray, and a couple old belts hanging off the back of Paul's tractor there. I went through. One of those being the Craftsman and the Craftsman mower deck belt, which is actually shorter than the original Craftsman belt. But I found this other one, actually ironically in one of my last videos, was the belt I used to hold the tractor to the ceiling with the winch. It was still sitting there on the ceiling. It was one of the last belts I saw after thinking I had to buy a new belt, and it ended up being the perfect length, believe it or not. The clutch is out right now. As you can see, it's pretty tight. When I pull this, the clutch moves a little bit. So, I mean, my tensioner is all the way out. As you guys remember that little spinny tensioner thingy I made. But, as you can see, there's plenty of slack for when you push in the clutch. The only thing I need to do now is new belt retainers for this new back pulley. Recross brace it like I had before, maybe a little differently, and a new seat mounting bracket, and figuring out still a place to mount the battery. Now some of you may be wondering why I actually bolted this to the old pulley, and the reason is because the old pulley still attaches with a C-clip on the bottom, on the inside of this like cup thing. There's a C-clip in there. So what you have to do is unbolt this pulley, and this pulley comes off, and then you undo the C-clip, and then that pulley comes off. It's still a two-piece thing, and that allows you to still be able to take apart the transmission and still able to basically switch the pulley size if I wanted to larger or smaller pulley, if I made different pulleys with that same bolt pattern. So here's the other little things that I've done. The new front bumper, or the beginnings of the new front bumper. It has a notched piece of steel which kind of goes around the frame, front and side, and is cut to match the contour of this pipe, and it's welded to that. You can see that one's done the same way. And it's a big piece of galvanized steel actually, and that thing's pretty tough. I haven't decided what to do off the front of it. I think I still want to do like a brush guard of some kind, but I don't know. I've been toying with the idea of another pre-runner bar of some sort, but haven't really decided yet. I've done that, and the other thing I've done is the new exhaust. You can barely see it, comes out right there. Comes straight down, or straight out, curves down, and then exits right before your footrest. And that clutch is in the lockdown position, so it blows well underneath your foot. Hopefully it doesn't heat your foot up. If it does, I'll have to keep adding some steel on it to point it downwards more, but right now as it is, it still clears the tires with all the suspension mods and everything, and so it works right now. So hopefully, I haven't even run it yet with the new exhaust, but we'll see how that goes, and hopefully I don't have to change it. Alright, making a little bit more progress. Put a piece of angle iron on the back here just to strengthen the top and keep it from moving. I also decided to put some washers on those bolts because they were kind of pulling down through that little cheesy, chintzy sheet metal two-piece pulley thing. The new belt tensioners. There's one right there. And there's the other one. Those seem to work pretty good. And I'm starting to mount the seat. I flipped a piece of angle iron upside down and welded it to the bottom of the inside lip of that frame. And this little seat bracket right here fits perfectly inside of it. Kind of sets into it a little bit. I just tacked it in there for now just to kind of make sure everything's going to work. But it sits forward just a little bit more. It definitely sits a little higher than it used to. And it sits on a more solid, stable piece of metal than it used to as well. So I might not need as much cross bracing as I thought if I keep using this angle iron. So I got the springs mounted, get the seat mounted, everything lines up. Drilled holes down through this little piece of flat steel. The seat rests on it perfectly. There's a little bit of an upright angle. Flattens out when you sit on it, but it'll be helpful when you're climbing hills. It'll kind of put you in an upright position. Makes you sit up a little higher, that's for sure. Alright, so she's about to go back in the garage now. I think that's pretty much good for the day. Getting the seat basically remounted and the pulley straightened out, and still need to do a little bit of work down there, I think, just to make sure everything's totally in line just before I run it. But I'm pretty happy with the way this seat came out. I may or may not do more bracing in there. I'll have to decide on that because I don't want to cut my clearance out for unbolting that pulley if I need to. Yeah, other than that, the exhaust, the bumper. Gonna finish the bumper here soon. Maybe looking for a few ideas on that one. I'm gonna go finish mowing my lawn right now. I mowed half of it, not the other half. But that's my lawnmower right there, the actual grass cutter. It's a Lawn Chief 402, no idea in the year. It's 11 horsepower Briggs. Has a 39-inch cut and a Spicer transmission. It's a 5-speed. Really haven't modified this thing at all. It's still pretty much original. 11 horsepower Briggs. I did put a car battery in there, but that has since died. So now it's basically in there just for weight, so I can mow up and down and alongside hills and not spin the tires nearly as much because I'm not a very heavy guy, so my weight doesn't help this thing very much. But that's what I'm going to be doing now for the next hour or two. Also, the reason I've been really busy lately, I traded my truck in for what you see before you, this car, the black one here, 2004 Impala SS. I just got that probably 3 weeks ago or so. It's a pretty nice car, it's pretty fun, pretty fast. It's got a V6 in it, supercharged, all leather interior. I'll show you the inside real quick. Yeah, pretty nice, better than I deserve. But now I can't haul my tractors around, so I can haul my family around though. But time to mow. Talk to you guys later.